Hello, welcome viewers and welcome learners to today's lesson where we are looking at number bases. And in this lesson, we shall concentrate on multiplication of binary numbers, the numbers that are in base 2. So this is a topic that is found in grade 8 according to our Zambian syllabus and is examined at grade 9. We always have such a question in paper 2, carrying 3 marks thereabout. So I want to appeal to especially parents to make your phones available to your children, as most of the grade 8s and 9s do not have phones of their own. Okay, these lessons, we have to make use of them, especially in this time of the pandemic, where schools keep on being closed. So online lessons are going to be of great use to us. So let us begin and see what we are supposed to do in order to multiply the numbers that are in base 2. So we can begin with this one. As you can see, this is the base 2 and base 2 here. So 1, 1, 1 in base 2 multiplied by 1, 1 in base 2. So how do we multiply? So we're going to have a 1, 1, 1, then multiplied by 1, 1. This is in base 2, don't forget. Alright? So we need to multiply just the way we multiply numbers that are in base 10. It's the same thing. It's like 1 multiplied by 1, we're going to get 1. 1 multiplied by 1, we'll get another 1. 1 multiplied by 1, we're going to get 1. Okay? So as usual, we always put a 0 here as a placeholder because we have moved to the second one. Again, 1 multiplied by 1, we have 1. 1 multiplied by 1, we have 1. 1 multiplied by 1, we have 1. Okay? So we have multiplied the first one by both of these. So at this point now, we need to add. Okay? So addition is taught in grade 7, but we'll still repeat here as we do it. So we remember that we are dealing with a number that is in base 2. Okay? So we add 1 added to 0. What do we get? This is going to give us 1. Then 1 plus 1, what do we get? We get 2. Now remember that we're dealing with a number that is in base 2. So 2 itself is not supposed to appear here. When we're dealing with a number that is in base 2, the digits that we're dealing with are 0 and 1. Okay? Because we're dealing with a number that is in base 2. When we're dealing with a number that is in base 5, we'll be dealing with the digits from 0 up to 4. 5 itself is not supposed to appear. Alright? So, just like we do it when we're dealing with the numbers that are in base 10. So when we multiply, we add this to this, what do we get? We get 2. So that 2, we need to divide it by what? By 2, because we have a number that is in base 2. So we're going to have 2. When we add this, what do we get? We get 2. And this 2, we need to divide it by 2. What do we get? We get 1 remainder 0. We get 1 remainder 0. So we're going to write the remainder 0 here. Okay? Then we have our 1 there. 1 plus 1, we get 2. And the 1 that we had this side has to be added to that 2 so that we can have 3. So 3 divided by 3 is more than 2. When we get a number that is greater than 2, we need to divide it by 2. So 3 is divided by 2. What do we get? We're going to get 1 remainder 1. So we write our remainder 1 here. Now remember that there's the 1 that we remained with there. When we said 3 divided by 2, there was a 1, then remainder 1. This is a remainder. So that 1 which we carried is supposed to be added to this one. So what are we going to have? It will be 2. Now that 2 again, we cannot write it here. That 2 again, we cannot write it here. So it means we need to divide the 2 by 2. What do we get? We get 1 remainder 0. So you write the 0 first, and then that 1, you write it here. Okay? So this is what is going to be our answer. You'll get 3 marks for doing this in the final exam. Are we together? Let me take you to the second one. Let me take you to the second one. I hope you are paying attention. So we have 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 multiplied by 1, 0, 1. This is in base 2. Also, this one is in base 2. All right. So then we begin. 1 multiplied by 1, what do we get? 1. 1 multiplied by 1, we get 1. 1 multiplied by 0, we get 0. 1 multiplied by 1, we get 1. Here I'm going to put a 0, which is like a placeholder, just like we said. Then when you multiply each one of these by 0, it will be 0, 0, 0. The last one, it will be 0. Then we put two place values here. Then we come to this one. 1 multiplied by 1, we get 1. 1 multiplied by 1, we get 1. 1 multiplied by 0, we get 0. 1 multiplied by 1, we get 1. Do this. Then we add these. Okay? We add these. What do we get here? 1. Here, 1. Here, 1. Here, 2. Now when we have 2, that is why I said that each time we get a number that is 2 and above, we need to divide that by 2 and then begin with the remainder. So here we have 2, so that 2 has to be divided by 2. So we're going to get 1, remainder 0. Okay? 1, remainder 0. So that 1, when we add these two, the zeros, they'll give us 0. So plus that 1, we bring it here. Okay? Then we drop down this one here. What do we get? This is what is going to be our answer. Alright? This is what is going to be our answer. I do hope and believe that we have gotten the concept. So, for those of you that are learning with us, you make sure that you write down these examples and thereafter you do the exercise. Alright? So maybe let us do another one. Let us do another one here. Let me just say here, I put a 1. I also here put a 1. Okay, so meaning here, everything will change. We have 1 and 1. That is what is going to be our second question. Alright? That you treat this other one as the second question. So it's like here we're dealing with what? C. Where you have this and that. Alright? So let's see what we are going to have now. Let's see what we are going to have in this case. Let's see what we are going to have in this case. Okay. Let us see what we are going to have in this case. Okay, so we can start. So we have 1 multiplied by 1. This is going to give us 1. This will give us 1. This will give us 1. This will give us 1. 0 here. We have 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay? 0, 0. This, we have 1, 1, 1, and 1. Okay? Then we add. We just have to add. When we add this one, we get 1. These will give us what? Please pay attention. What are we going to get here? These are going to give us 2. That 2, you need to divide it by 2. Okay? So it will give you 1 remainder 0. You write the remainder. We get 3. Plus that 1, we're going to have 4. So that 4 again, we divide it by what? By 2. What do we get? We get 2 remainder 0. So we're going to write the remainder 0 here. Remember that we have a 2 here. This is 3 plus the 2. We're going to get what? 5. Then the 5, we have to divide it by 2. Are we together? 5, we have to divide it by 2. What do we get? We get 2 remainder 1. So we write the remainder 1 here. This was 5 divided by 2. We got 2 remainder 1. Here we have a remainder. And then we have a 2. This will give us 2. Plus that 2, we have what? 4. So 4 divided by 2. What are we going to get? 2 remainder 0. So we write the remainder 0. This one, we add it to that 2. Okay? So that will give us 3. 3 has to be divided by 2. What do we get? We are going to get 1 remainder 1. So we start with the 1 remainder, then the other one here. In base what? Base 2. This is what we are supposed to do, and these are the questions that we are supposed to. Make sure you copy these 3 examples, and then thereafter you do also, I'll give you 3 that you are going to do for your exercise. Are we together? Yes. So let's do the exercise now. Let's do the exercise. So the exercise is going to be, so just write exercise. So work out the following, leaving your answer in base what? In base 2. The first one, which is A, is 1, 0, 1 in base 2 multiplied by 1, 1 in base 2. B, 1, 1, 1, 0 multiplied by 1, 0, 0. Both of them are in base 2. C, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay? 1 multiplied by 1, 1, 0. In base C, 2. In base C, 2. We do this as an exercise. You are expecting these questions in your exam. ECZ, okay, grade 9. All right. Thank you very much for watching.